Hey, I'm Nick from Dorman Products, and this is our video on OE FIX tie rod end kit for Ford Broncos. A highly anticipated vehicle, the 6th Gen Bronco returned from its long hiatus with turbocharged engines, body-on-frame construction, and in a notable departure from vehicles in its class like the Wrangler, a twin A-arm front suspension. The front end setup has known weakness though. The inner tie rods of these trucks have been known to collapse and fail even in conditions that aren't particularly harsh. There are several steering and suspension packages available for these trucks, but in most forms, the original equipment tie rods are undersized. They really aren't much different in diameter than the tie rods you might find on a much lighter ordinary passenger sedan. It should be obvious that many Bronco owners are likely to be a little more adventurous in their travels since the Bronco sells on its off-road capability. So we set out to provide a more rugged solution. When installed, our OE FIX tie rod end kit equips your Bronco with the outer tie rods that are both longer and larger in diameter than the original units. In fact, they're even larger than the Ford Performance units available at the time of development. The larger diameter provides strength, and the additional length offers more support in the critical threaded junction area. We took a similar approach with the inner tie rods by increasing the diameter. Because this is the component of smaller diameter, the threaded section is shorter than the OE units. We shortened it to reduce the leverage that the steering rack can exert on the inner tie rod. The inner and outer tie rod ends we've designed work as a system that is more robust than Ford's design. That's not the end though. We equipped our outer tie rod ends with an oversized ball joint featuring upsized balls and sockets and a fully serviceable greasable design. And we know most owners have an interest in increasing the capability of their Broncos with a lift kit, so we designed a 5-degree offset onto the outer tie rod to maintain optimal steering geometry and strength on vehicles lifted up to 1.5 inches. To offer such strength, these tie rod ends cannot be installed piecemeal. They're simply not compatible with factory parts. The Dorman OE FIX for broken Bronco tie rods is sold as a kit containing 2 inner tie rods, 2 outer tie rods, and 2 rack bellows. And for a straightforward installation on multiple generations of the Bronco steering rack, bellow adapters are included. Installation is straightforward. This is standard front end work. There are a few special tools required. The vehicle needs to be raised and the front wheels removed. It can be helpful to get a total length on the original inner and outer tie rod assembly for getting the rough alignment set after installation. The outer tie rod ends can be removed using a tie rod end puller or pickle fork, and then the rack bellows can be loosened and pulled. After that, an inner tie rod tool is used to remove the inner tie rod. Then it's time for the install. The new inners and the rack bellows can be installed, and if the adapters are needed, now's the time to put them in. Don't lock these items down just yet. Install the outer tie rod end and try to match the assembly length that you measured earlier. Tighten everything to the factory specification, then go back and fine-tune the bellows and clamp position. Perform a vehicle alignment, and then it's time for you to hit the trail. We hope you like this new solution, and remember, if you need anything at all, the Dorman technical support team is always available to help. Thanks for checking out our video on this OE FIX tie rod kit for Ford Broncos. I'm Nick, and I'll see you next time.